Hello and welcome back to Dr. Logic Awkwardly Does Logic. This is the second of our 3 digression videos on Lewis's systems S1 to S3. Because it's the second, we'll be talking about system S2 in this video, unsurprisingly. Now, S2 is actually particularly interesting from kind of a historical, developmental sort of perspective, because Zeeman, in this lovely book, Modal Logic, an introduction to the Lewis modal systems, which is actually my main source for looking at the all 3 of these systems, says that this system, S2, corresponds to kind of Lewis's best formalization of strict implication. So it's kind of surprising that this system doesn't get discussed more often. So I'm going to bring up the whiteboard just very briefly because we're not going to need it for long, because S2 is really easy to define. It is going to be system S1 that we talked about in the previous video, along with this axiom. So as all of our implications are always going to be necessitated because they are all strict implication, we start off with necessary, and then if P and Q is possible, then P by itself is possible. Now, you'll remember that we had as one of our purely propositional, well, strict implicationally purely propositional axioms that P and Q implies P, and also that it implies Q. So from this new axiom that we have added, we can also get that possibly P and Q implies possibly Q is also necessary. So that's it. That is system S2. We take S1 and we add another axiom to it. Now, S1 and S2 are both what are called absolutely strict systems. And basically, the characterization between systems which are absolutely strict and ones which are not are that these have infinitely many non-equivalent modalities. So if I have this, there's no way to reduce this to anything of smaller, larger dimension. So all of these different possible iterations are all going to be distinct from each other. So system 1 and system 2, these are both absolutely strict. And you can prove that there are infinitely, my goodness, why is my whiteboard not working? That says infinitely many non-equivalent modalities in both of these systems. And these 2 are then going to differ from S3, because S3 is going to be the first of these systems that we look at that actually has some modal reduction principles, therefore looping us nicely back to the topic that we were on before we started talking about this digression. In any case, we've got one more system to look at, so join me next time for a brief look at system S3. Until then, cheers.